It's also funny that to rise up socially in Mormonism, you need to think like the mainstream. In other words, the higher you are elevated to callings, more responsibilities in the church, you become higher up on the social ladder too. So this is another mind control tactic. Okay. Elitism. The temple is really, it's reserved for those who pay all their tithing, make big contributions to the church, who are wearing their magic underwear, okay, doing everything exactly right. It's reserved for the elite. So it becomes an elitism type thing, which is another mind control tactic. This last one is huge. Everything that you experience in your life in Mormonism confirms that Joseph Smith was a prophet, confirms that the Book of Mormon is true. They tie it all together, okay? This is another mind control tactic. No other explanation is considered, okay? When you have a good feeling, when you feel inspired, all that's tied back to the cult. In Mormonism, every man who's worthy receives a priesthood. That means you're able to baptize your own children. You're able to bless them, heal them. Okay, every man's a medicine man in Mormonism. Okay, this is a stroke of genius. Okay, by Joseph Smith. This gives men ownership. Okay, gives people personal ownership. Okay, and helps tie all their life experiences back to the cult. Very, very effective. All right. Okay, you might be a redneck if you've heard some of that. Okay, well, like if you might be a redneck if you mow your lawn and find a car. Okay, so how to recognize fanatical behavior? Okay, you might be a fanatic if you're willing to sacrifice family relationships for your religion. Okay, if you have a child or a brother or sister that decides they don't want anything to do with the church anymore, and you harbor a bad feeling in your heart about their decision, okay, that's a telltale sign of fanaticism. Okay, you're certain your religion is the only path to salvation, that there's no other possibilities. Okay, that's fanaticism. You can't step outside and do a self-examination of your belief system. And you believe that anything that goes against it's contrived, it's a conspiracy. Okay, that's fanaticism. Everything that's unexplained, that's a spiritual nature, is tied to your belief system only. And there's no other explanation. Okay, that's fanaticism. You have contempt for other belief systems. They couldn't possibly have a higher moral ground. They couldn't possibly give me more happiness. They couldn't possibly lead to salvation. Yeah, that's fanaticism. Refuse to believe there's a valid reason to leave the group, to turn their back on the congregation. Okay, that's fanaticism. Okay, you feel like you're persecuted. And this is really, really sad. This one I've listed here. I've seen this in my own family. People can't read that. That's, you give up on mortal life and you wait around to die because you think that the reward after this life is the only thing you have to look forward to. And that's very sad. But that's fanatical. I'm sorry, that's fanatical. And you become handicapped for making lesser evil decisions. Okay, now what does that mean? Lyndon, what does that mean? Okay, take my wife for example. She's faced with a lesser evil decision. In Mormonism, in order to reach the highest level of the celestial kingdom, you cannot go there without a spouse. Okay, now that I've left the church, she cannot go there without me. So as long as she stays married to me, she cannot go there. Okay, so she can choose that, or she can choose to divorce me and try and find another man to go to the highest level of the celestial kingdom. Okay, she has, in her mind, she has two choices. Both of them are bad, aren't they? Okay. So she's handicapped. She doesn't realize there's a third choice. To do some research and realize that her husband still loves her. He loves truth. He loves all mankind. He's a nice guy. And there's another option here. Okay, maybe Mormonism is not what it's all been purported to be over her whole lifetime. Okay, but she can't even see that. That's not even available to her. Okay, you may see some similarities in this doctrine, but this is basic Mormon doctrine. Okay, the basic fall rescuer scenario. It all starts with Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, in God's presence. Okay, and the fall of Adam, the talking snake, the partaking of the forbidden fruit, the fall of Adam here. I'm sorry. And then God gives us the law of sacrifice, the Old Testament. Of course, the fall of Adam took him from immortality to mortality. And the death becomes a punishment, okay, for mankind now. A rescuer is needed, Jesus Christ, that by accepting his sacrifice, we're able to overcome death, return to the immortal world, and also back to God. That the reason we need this is because God is a debtor, a collector, and a judge. He's all-powerful, all-knowing, and that our sacrifice is required. There's a penance to be paid for every sin, and the only way we can overcome our sins is through Jesus Christ. Okay. Now, this is attributed to St. Augustine around 400 AD. It's a very beautiful, theological argument or scenario, because it takes care of our guilt, okay, which is very important. It gives us a way to alleviate ourselves of guilt through Jesus Christ. So we're going to come back to this, but you may see some similarities in your belief system too.